Hey there, I'm Charlotte Smith. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out to watch this video or listen in, as the case may be. We're going to talk about how to find your dream customers today that will pay your price without arguing or challenging, and will come back time and time again, which is one of the key things that helps you with a profitable farm. But first of all, since this is a live video, I need to just refresh my page because I want to put the link in here for you for the worksheet today. So let me make sure that I'm on here. Yes, there I am. And also, I wanted to just share with you a bit. So first of all, I'm Charlotte Smith, if you don't know me, with the Profitable Farm Facebook group, 3 Cow Marketing, and also author of the book Farm Marketing from the Heart. And we're about ready to teach our course by the same name. That'll start up again in October, which is why we're starting this series. I just got back night before last from Washington, D.C., where I got to teach a group of farmers some marketing. That was very exciting, like on Capitol Hill. And the farmers were from all across the U.S. And I also got to lobby our legislators, congressmen and senators on some issues concerning you and I in the farming world. As my kids get older, I'm able to get more involved politically, and it's been a real eye-opener because if you aren't aware, I'm becoming more and more aware that there are a lot of people making laws that affect you and I, and we never know. You don't know about that until you get involved. So I hope you'll find time someday to get involved or go to a town hall meeting. It's very eye-opening. But let's get back to today's topic. So I put a link in the in there right now in the comment section to the blog post, as well as you can download the worksheet on that. That will help you do what we're talking about today, which is how to identify your dream customer. What's really important about this is none of the rest of your marketing will work, or your marketing will fall flat and you won't reach the number of people you need to reach to be sustainable if you skip this step, if you don't do this step. And a lot of people think, I just want to jump ahead to figure out how to place a Facebook ad or boost a post, or, I've got 5,000 people on my Instagram, 5,000 followers there, so I'm going to boost a post there. If you skip this step before doing anything else in marketing, it will fall flat. I know this for a fact because I see it over and over again with the people who end up going out of business. And also then when we have a group of students, at some point in the first couple weeks in the course, they have this big aha moment. And that's when we start getting them emails of, oh my gosh, the lights went off or on in my head. I figured out what you mean by your dream customer and targeting your marketing to her. I get it. And then guess what? Their profits, their income starts to go up, their sales start to increase. And this is the difference for some of our students between $200 or $300 day at a farmer's market to $1,000 day at a farmer's market. And then, pretty soon you're able to quit those off-farm jobs. And believe it or not, it starts way back with what we're talking about today, identifying who your dream customer is. Now, what that means is, and if you download the worksheet, it walks you through an exercise that will help you figure that out. Just imagine right now, think of your favorite customer. Who is that one person or the 2 or 3 people you really love in your, either they come to your booth or your store or your drop point, or they, maybe it's all online, you email them. Who is it you really love that you wish all your other customers were like? Now, we all have that person, right? So I hope you think of that. Usually, though, we focus on the bad, the ones we don't like. For instance, we have this person that shops in our store that everyone calls Crazy Melissa. They're like, oh my gosh, Crazy Melissa was here today. Or Joe with no boundaries. Joe was here, he stayed for 4 hours, I couldn't get him to leave. Those are the people we tend to focus on, but when you focus on them, you attract more like them. When you focus on those people you absolutely love and you market to those people, you attract more just like them. So if you find that you have a lot of customers but you don't necessarily connect with all of them, then your marketing just hasn't been targeted to that one specific person that you love and wish all your customers will would be like. All right, so let me check in here, make sure that everything seems to be working. Good. Also, you can ask questions on here as you go. So what are some things you want to know? Why this is important? When you, a really important point to make is when you market to everyone, you're actually marketing to no one. So if you think, well, everyone eats vegetables or should, therefore I'm selling to everybody and everybody is my customer, you won't reach anybody. When your marketing is that generic to try to reach everybody, you won't reach anybody. The more specific you get, on the other hand, the more you focus your marketing email to one person with very specific set of beliefs and tastes and hobbies and activities, the more broader range of people you attract, and the more sustainable your business becomes, the more profits you make, the more things you sell. So that's kind of hard for people to get at first, but once they go through the exercise and then they see it work in their business, then they start writing the emails of, voila, I got it. You know, we're finally, everything, you know, our marketing is gold. Everything we send out, we get lots of orders from because we finally figured out how to make it very specific. So what things are you finding out? Well, even basic things like gender. Is it a man or woman? And like I say in the blog post, if you think, well, we have both men and women shopping with us, and I don't want to leave one out, therefore I'm selling to men and women, and they're both my ideal customer. If you go that route, again, your marketing will fall flat. So you've got to choose one. And remember what I said in the beginning, that even though you choose one, you know, a man or a woman, and that's the person you're marketing to, you will still be you will still be attractive to the others, you know, the ones that aren't the specific one, because it's just amazing how it works that way. And it's not magic. It's just how it is. The more specific you get, the more people are drawn to that. So figure out if it's a man or woman. Are they married? Are they divorced? Are they single? Are they young? You know, is it 20-something? Is it 30-something? Is it my ideal customer is a 45-year-old woman? Is it a 60-year-old? You know, what is the age? And again, I just want you to be confident that you're not leaving anyone out. If you choose an age range, you will be more attractive to all ages. And you kind of just have to trust me on this, and then do it, and then see the results. And also the other reason I'm helping you through this today is when we open our course up for registration, the more you've done some homework like this, the more you will fly through the course and be able to get your effective marketing plan in place quicker. You don't have to do any of this pre-work, but it will help set you up to be more successful quicker and become more sustainable. So other things you want to know is, do they have a job? You know, if it's a woman, is she part-time, full-time, stay-at-home mom? And why would you want to know these things, you're wondering? Well, if you're making, when you focus, you know, your website is supposed to be focused on them, and we talk about that in our course, you can reference her values and beliefs on your website because you've spent time finding those things out about her. What is their income will tell you. Is she really super budget conscious in this area? Or do they have money to spend, and therefore you might mention some other, you know, you might partner with, you know, you might mention fine wines or some, I would mention Oregon Pinot Noir because my 45-year-old customer likes that. So I don't sell that, but I talk about that in my marketing posts. And when you do that, they feel like you get them. Instead of most farmers' emails I get if I'm on their email list, or blog posts or newsletters or Instagram posts, it's all about the farmer. It says, hey, we've got our GMO-free pastured chickens. We just butchered them. Come out and buy them. Well, that's all about the farmer. And the person may see that and not really connect with that if they're not, you know, if they weren't thinking about buying chicken that day, it doesn't connect with them. But if instead you talk to your ideal customer and you say, when you're in a hurry and you're running, you know, trying to get your kids set up in their dorm room in college and you can't figure out what to make for dinner, we're here to help. Our pastured chicken and a bottle of Oregon Pinot Noir is all you need to impress the roommate's family or something like that. So when you speak to this person that you've done your research on to figure it out on your website or your Instagram posts or Facebook or Craigslist, wherever it might be, or the sign at your farmer's market, you will be so much more successful. And I know this without a doubt because I see it all the time now with hundreds of students. So let me check in here one more time before I go on. Sorry, you guys, I talk on the phone, but I have to look on the computer to make sure everything's working with the live video. All right, so what are some other things? Values and beliefs. What does she value? What does she believe? What are her hobbies and interests? And again, these are all great things that you will be able to connect with her on. And she will think, I love this farm. They really know me. They really get me. I'm going to shop here. This is where I want to spend my money. Not only that, they're going to drive out of their way to get to you when you find things like this out. So then a lot of people will get stuck at first before they talk to us or do an exercise like this on how do I find this information out? And I have to tell you, your customers are telling you this all the time. So you just have to listen, get to a place where you're listening to them. Many farmers want to talk about farming and their practices, and they forget that, they don't even recognize that they need to listen to this person. So they give their spiel about their farming practices, the customer moves on, and they've missed a great opportunity to listen to that person. Because the person, if they're there, they already trust that you're a farmer, you're doing the right thing. They want to know that you've got a solution for them, for their needs, or something to help them meet their goals. So you've got to listen to them to find out what that is and then speak that back to them. So for instance, when someone comes in our farm store and says, I'm so busy. This week I'm taking 2 kids to a volleyball tournament and the nanny's taking the other 2 kids to a volleyball tournament 2 hours away. My husband's out of town. I'm in such a hurry. I can't, I'm feeling guilty because we had to go through the drive-through last week and I don't want that happen again. I just need some of your meat and eggs and milk, So I had a customer walk in, actually say those words to me. And those words I just described to you are the perfect thing for me to make notes of after I talk with her. I'm going to write that down and then that's going to go on our website. So then when another busy mom reads that on the website, and I have this little testimonial from this mom written in the form, of a blog post or maybe on my About page, they're going to think, wow, this farmer she's the one for me. She knows my struggles. They're similar to this gal's. So your customers tell you these things all the time. It's just important to listen and make notes. I'm not always in my farm store. I have other people who are there because we're open 5 days a week. I can't do it all. So at the end of their shift, I ask them to make notes about conversations they had in the farm store, such as, Susie said that her son, Susie said that her son used to be constipated all the time, and now since changing our diet, he's not, and he's feeling so much better. So that may seem, people tell you the darndest things when they start eating farm fresh food. They tell you all this stuff. But guess what? You can slip that onto your website or in a blog post. I've done that, and I get other calls from other moms saying, wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but my kid has troubles in that area too, and it sounds like you can help. Now, there's a lot of other farms that could probably help her, but since I knew her struggles and I know her values and her beliefs and what's important to her, and I can reflect that on my website, they're going to come be a customer of our farm. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of how important this is, and that if you skip this step, nothing works. I mean, nothing else works without this. So it's just really important that you really understand this, because it's kind of a mindset shift at first, that you're marketing to one person, not everybody. It's very much a mindset shift. Once you make the shift, I've got the tools here for you to help you figure out who your dream customer is. And then you can start, when you send out an email, you look at that description that you came up with our help, with the worksheet, and you write your email as if you're writing to her, that one person. Only you send it out to your whole list, and you will see sales spike. I mean, that I don't know any other way to explain it other than once you start doing this, your sales don't just gradually start to increase, they just they just shoot up. And then you learn how to continue that from there. So that's it for today. I hope you will jump over to the blog post in the link I put on there, download the worksheet, which I like to call Fun Sheet, figure out who your ideal customer is, or your dream customer as I like to call it, then come right back to this page because I'm going to post a blog post and tell me who your ideal customer is. Describe her. Here's what I know. When I teach a marketing class, maybe it's in person. I flew to San Diego. I taught a marketing class to 20 people. They each came up with their ideal customer description. These are 20 farmers. We had 20 different ideal customer descriptions. And the point is that when you market this way, there's no competition because those farmers were from around the country. But if they were all in the same town, they have a different ideal customer they're marketing to. Each farm has their own ideal customer they're marketing to. Each farm will attract a different set of people based on the homework they've done of all this information. And every farm supports each other instead of being this cutthroat. You know, you see if you have a competition of, you know, they're selling grass-fed beef and so they're dropping the price and it's affecting you. When you market this way, price is no object. People will connect with you. You are their farmer. They love you. And so they can't wait to spend their money with you, and they don't question price because you are their fulfilling, you know, you get them, you understand them. So anyway, I see this time and time again. And oh, thank you, April. It's always so hard for me to read the comments on here, but I'm going to try. April Beardsley, who's not very far from me, says, heck yeah, so much. You rock. Thanks, April. And you rock too, April. Thanks for all your help. I'm so glad I have you to go to when I need. You always have the perfect things to say. Thank you for saying that. It's really cool. Seems like maybe I just asked for that right here, but I didn't. And I just want to point out that I'm not just here saying, try this, it might work. I'm saying I know from working with hundreds of students now how great it works. And I'm here to help do whatever I can to help farmers across America and around the world be successful. Because 300 farmers go out of business every week in America. You have an 80% chance of going out of business in the first 2 years. So please make sure that's not you. I want you to be here long term. Everything we produce, you and I and all farmers, they're valuable products that they're changing people's lives. You and I are changing people's lives, and it's our obligation to do what it takes to remain in business serving our communities. So the very first step, like I said, this is the first step. Don't skip over this. Do it. Click on there, download the worksheet. Keep the conversation going. Bring your ideal customer descriptions in here and share them because it's very inspiring. It's inspiring for me. One last point I want to make too is if you've already done this, your ideal customer changes and evolves over time as you change and evolve. So redo it. Go through the worksheet again. I update my ideal customer description at least once or twice a year. And then that kind of changes how I write my marketing emails, my blog posts, my Facebook posts, my Instagram posts. It changes how I speak in there based on that information. So if you've done it before, do it again. All right, thank you. You can still ask questions. We will be checking this post all day. Most of the views come after we get off live. So continue the conversation. All right, thanks everyone, and have a wonderful, amazing weekend.